Hello, folks, and welcome back to another gastronomical episode of Schwaaard's Journey to Legendary. You are probably going to be familiar with what the deck you see here. It is Joe Knows deck, based on a deck that Joseph sent me. Gonna run with this one for right now because we are so close to breaking into rank 2, and I felt like this deck has the best chance of weathering a storm against kind of a fringe deck, like whether we come across a prophecy deck or an invade deck. If you're aggro, you're back against the wall. You can win those, you can rush them down, but it can be very difficult, and it's a squishy feeling. Whereas here, I think we've got, if we come across one of those decks, I think this gives us a pretty good chance to prevail in spite of said adversity. And so what'll happen is if we bust into rank 2, then...
Come on, then. Entertain me.
I'm going to say timer. If we do get in there, then I'll start trying some other decks just because we're at the bottom and may as well just try something new. And if we lose a few in a row and we kind of are now away from striking distance, then I'll try some other decks again as well just to kind of shake things up. But hopefully we won't have to do the latter. We can do the former. I have a new philosophy. I would consider it an epiphany, only I think a true epiphany is capable of changing a behavior or a mentality just by the understanding. Like when an epiphany hits you, it's this thought from out of nowhere. You don't know where it came from. You're like, oh my gosh, this changes everything. And so it automatically provokes an attitude change or a complete change because it's completely altered how the perception by which you had been running your life. What I would say, this was a mini epiphany that I had. Are we frozen? Oh no. Oh, it doesn't look like we're not. This is peculiar. Okay, I can look at them. Okay, no, he's just thinking things through. But a mini epiphany is something where it goes, oh, here's another approach, but that understanding in and of itself isn't enough to change.
Watch yourself now.
Fundamentally change how I do it. So when I played Buffalo, when we played the casual game against each other, just to test out the oh no, all right, he must be removed. Must be removed. This is those movement decks. Priority 1 is getting this turd muffin off the board. But the epiphany is that it was like, if you're playing against a friend, you don't, obviously if you're competitive, you still want to win. You're not going to just throw the game, but you don't mind it so much if you lose because it's your friend, and
Fine, let's go.
okay, so he's going to go down. That's good. And we are going to get our
blood will spill.
dragon down. I can shadow shifts and ping or Archer's Gambit, and that would stink. That would stink just as much. Yeah. But I don't think that they're going to be running
Your blood will spill.
who's it? A support. I'm banking on that for that play. I want to get lethal off the board. It's good that we have a ward in this situation, but again, the movement guy, we need guards, and hopefully Dres will come up big.
If I fall,
All right,
I will have your
so draw first.
The Fighters Guild stands ever ready.
very nice.
A little bit here. All right, we got some stuffs to use. Still looking for a shackle, a nice shackle dragon. But so the idea is that if you think of the person that you're playing, and I think I've said this in another game. All right, so this could be where things go south on us.
I will have your head.
I can't... Okay.
Break through their defenses.
Oh, hey, oh, hey.
Speak, citizen.
No lethal on the board, that's good. Ooh. Oh, and it hits. Ouch. This must be primarily, I guess maybe Archer's Gambit. That's a little obnoxious. I'm not gonna lie. Just a little obnoxious that a deck that is quite obviously, if you're able to trigger that, you're predominantly green, but you have the red. Let's see here. I mean, we don't have favorable trade. If we do, this is our prayer here. They got another, and that is going to be our only way that we take out this. And there's nothing to execute, nothing to ward. We need to stay within striking distance. I know giving them a card might not be a great idea, but we need to keep the pressure up on our end as well, so that they can't get complacent. But I'm looking at Tim 94 in my head now. I'm saying, okay, I don't know if we can be friends now, Tim. Sorry. I mean, I can execute you, but you can't go around shackling people with dragons like that. That's just a mean thing to do. And we are hurting. Oof. Let's see. We can ping. And we can. I mean, 5, man. Jeez,
Okay,
that's not a good feels. Not a good feels. Oh, goodness gracious.
The forest is ours.
So, but I'm thinking about Tim as a friend. And so I don't mind if Tim wins, even though, you know, it doesn't, you still have to work at it. That was my point, is it's an epiphany of sorts, but I still had to make a decision there to ooh-saw a little bit. I'll tell you, Swift Strike, I think it was Joseph, you talked about it, you know, that actually, people don't mention it a lot, but I think that is genuinely, that's a card that has been around for a long time that really probably should get some kind of attention. I think it should be like a 4-cost. I mean, you see what it does. Like, there's very few creatures you could play that on where you are not getting value out of it. A 3-cost hitting with it, or a 3-power creature? Let's see if we can get some lower cards out here first. A Swift Strike on a 3-power card is pretty much a break even. It's 3 cost, 3 power, burst from hand. Not a bad.
Preparations have been made.
Value. Not great, but not bad.
Hail,
That's
friend.
at minimum. So the only way you actually lose value on that card is if it is you play it on a 2 or 1 power, which that late in the game
Watch yourself.
probably never going to happen.
The Fighters Guild stands ever ready.
Okay.
I have no patience for fools.
So you're paying 3 for almost endless potential. Any creature you have on the board, it's allowing them to do it twice. It's just a crazy amount of burst when you really think about it. All right, now before I made the mistake of. So I do need to
I have
hit.
no patience for fools.
Could reward this. I wouldn't even call that a punish, though. I kind of made that decision because I knew I wanted to use it. Ooh, well,
I feel a storm coming.
that is a pretty ripe douchenick target.
We must protect our stronghold.
It feels bad on the other end of that, though. It really does. I know. Hey, why are you shifting away from me?
Hand over the coin.
Douchenicks are known for their terrible breath. All right, she gets bigger every time a big creature hits the board, right? See, I'm thinking the smart play. The This does... I don't really have anything to pair him with right now, so let's go ahead and put this down. I want to see if we can get some value out of the shackle effect there, whether it's dress or like a tiny Dargan, anything that can use its... Ooh. Yeah, that's gonna... Okay, so maybe this... tell you what. Let's hit
They're
first.
in my sights.
Alright. This does 2 damage, right? Trade there. I was hoping I would have rather been able to use Crusader's Assault to break through, but it would have only given us the Slay. And I didn't really have another great card to play on it. So. Okay. Let's see, we want our own dragon at this point. Why aren't you a dragon? You should be a dragon. That would be cool. Alright, but we are going to want you. Alright, so you got your Dargan, we got our Dargans. Well, let's Dargon it. Alright, that could be a good tempo move. We've got 5 from hand, we've got... Don't count your dragons before they can attack.
What have we here?
Alright, so I don't think they can win next turn. Unfortunately, I'm not sure that we can either. Wait. Yeah, we can. So we do this. Let's see, wait a minute. Do they have lethal on board? 7, 9, 10, 11... 17 on 27. I don't want him to guard up. Fortune favors the bold. All right. I just wanted to make sure that they couldn't, you know, throw a bunch of daggers on something. And,
my scales move in shadow.
yeah, you know, like just to do the thing. You know what I mean? I gotta believe that's. I mean, he's rank 1, so I guess the ship was working out. I just feel like that's such a. But he probably doesn't want all. Where's my little orbit? Oh, there it is. All right, we got it. Crusader's Assault would have done it too, I guess. I just thought of that. But I think Swift might have been faster. He's called Swift Dragon for crying out loud. But yeah, I don't know that he wanted all 4 of them that early. Maybe he did. Obviously, it helps get, you know, ensure that your creatures are coming out. More creatures are coming out with a 5 stat that you want to be able to buff. You know, if you're playing the Buffy kind of Dagoth, but. I just feel like it's a big momentum shift. If you're fighting for the board, I think that's spitting out that 2/1. You gotta. It's gonna be a while before you get value out of it. But I can't argue with that. Like I've said many times, I've realized, unfortunately, you know. So if somebody's got talented in some area, like a musician, like I had a friend in college. He released like 2 albums. He was kind of like a John Mayer-ish sound. It was pretty much just him and his guitar, just acoustic. Did small concerts and things like that, even through college. And but it wasn't until his like 2nd or 3rd CD that he actually sat down and started to try to learn what to read music. And because he could play a song, all he had to do was hear it and he could play it by ear. Anyway, the fact that there are people out there when you're that talented, or when your talent is in a certain area,
Greetings, citizen.
it doesn't seem like a talent to you because everything is very clear, but it's like reading the Matrix. Like you see the 0s and 1s.
Is someone out there?
And in a way that nobody else can. But to you, it's just normal. You're just reading. It's like, oh yeah, there's the code. I understand that. And you're like, wait, how do you understand that? And it's like, well, it's right there in front of us. I don't understand what's the
Citizen.
confusion. And so I think it's the same thing with deck building. You find out by playing and losing, like whether or not you see the zeros and ones when you're building a deck. Oh, how I love execute. Hi! Why you gotta curse me like that? See, now I'm torn. Yeah. Well, actually, I wasn't that torn. I lied. I will happily execute you the next time your ugly mug shows itself. Well, the black dragon's going to be good if they're running on. Oh no, it's a dragon deck. Okay. A feisty dragon deck. See, unfortunately, well, I can do both. I can do both. See, what does this guy do? He doesn't do anything, right? He just sets a creature. Yeah, okay. So they're just. So I am not going to waste an execute on him. Skulk is definitely a better target. I don't have 5. They're probably going to be going Shadow. But I would like to remove this guy from play. And if he doesn't trade himself in, which he might do, he might have another one drop it down to 1, and then he can kill it himself. But if he doesn't, then this Widow guy goes away from the deck forever, which is that tag never. Now that's an execute right there. I would like for that to be an execute, but unfortunately, he'll have to do. Although he may be better long term, and I'm going to slow it down against Gabos. We're going to keep the tempo nice and slow. We don't need to be hyper aggressive at the moment.
I like our arms.
Joseph, your call to keep the prophecy count up in this deck is brilliant. I never factor that in when I'm playing, and I really should.
Let's do this.
They're going to be giving us cards. See, now you could. The thing with Gabos that makes them so treacherous is with all the curses and removals and all these nerf things they can do, and guys like that, it can change the dynamics very quickly. So, I mean, he can't be injured now by any of our critters. Mulemir will be able to take him out next turn. You could argue that because we don't really have a big play next turn. But
I am death.
and I think misplay there. Misplay.
Preparations have been made.
I didn't expect. I did it knowing that stuff probably was not going to last. I was just hoping Mulemir is going to be able to come down and clean some stuff up next turn. Maybe I should let him hit me a couple more times first. Ooh, yeah, especially with that.
I'll profit from your death. You won't foil my plan.
Because they're going to finish him off. I want them to actually populate the board.
It's not enough to watch your back these days.
With a bunch of little creatures before I Mulemir. Though we do have lethal on the board. Which is nice. We no longer have lethal on the board. Dirty tricks. Dirty tricks. I don't know what to... Glattatcher? I don't know.
You've angered me. That was a fatal mistake.
All right.
They won't get a drop on me.
Actually, let's see. Gosh darn it, I don't know. I feel like it's guilty, or I feel like it's greedy to try to do that when we know we're up against a deck that's trying to hurt us, and I can take somebody off the board. Yeah, you know what? Let's not be greedy. But I don't have what I need right now to finish the game off. You know what? Let's just see what we can do here. That's a good one. Mulemere can't take them both. Might as well take the big 6-1.
They won't get a
Leave
drop
our
on me.
card draw on the board. Get our 1 extra life from this guy here. That'll...
I'll profit you dead.
Alright, I don't know if we navigated that right, but he's going to need to finish off or something, of course. But we do have Odahviing to address a wide board. Not next turn. This is going to be pivotal. Luckily, he's only got 5 cards in hand, so that's somewhat mitigating. But let us see what happens. Okay. Okay. Got some answers for this stuff. That's good.
They won't get a drop on me.
We must protect our stronghold.
Ping.
We must protect our stronghold.
I got a ping. And we have goodbye, Spider. Alright, not looking too horrible at the moment with the big guy in the wings. That's a nice card to have in your back pocket. All right, so
They're in my sights.
the only good news there is
There's no match for mine.
I don't know that they have. If are those 2 cards going to be are they going to be a curse and a finish off? Because if not, oh my goodness gracious, really? This deck runs those?
We can do this.
Go for sure.
All right. Can we make the final push, please?
This should help.
Goodness gracious, no. Actually, we are. Good. Well, unless they get a prophecy. Oh, never mind. But just so they don't think that I drew a...
Sovngarde awaits you.
Whew. But you see how fast of a comeback that was, or how quickly that turned on us? It could be argued that even when, if I'm sitting there and I am not a control deck per se, and I'm sitting there with a 5, a 4, and a 4, even though I know that they've got ways to do stuff, I got to start making the push, because otherwise they just start propagating. You know, the little goblins, that's what they do. The little turds, they just propagate. And I was waiting for the big board thing where, you know, and I guess maybe that wasn't the type they were playing. But that's kind of what I was playing against, was the wide board, or what I was waiting for was the wide board. Or what I guess, in theory, what I was hoping would not end up happening. Anyway, yeah, so getting back to the Epiphany, so I didn't use it there. I haven't used it yet, but if I start to feel a little angsty, just think of it as, even though I don't recognize the name, that I'm playing against a friend, because when I do, I'm like, you can only be so mad if your friend wins. You know, and like, really, I was smiling the whole time I was playing Buffalo, so I enjoyed that experience a lot more, and so I want to do that here, but it does require conscious effort, particularly when things get rough, to walk out that mindset. The question, do you want that many midnight snacks in your hand? Andreas, I love you. I want to get a dragon, a costly dragon in my hand before. Okay, well, I've got a lot of dragon synergy in my hand. There are, you do have some dragons in your dragon deck, yes? I don't know why I'm ringing them out.
Someone out there?
The bluff! Come on, last gasp. Did I say hello? I don't think I did.
Hail, friend.
Welcome, friend.
That's what I'm talking about.
Someone out
And
there?
if this is one of those shifty decks, we want to have guards in both lanes that can't hurt. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious. We are going to have like a 0-cost Frostscale Dragon. Since we don't have one yet, I'll just drop him down. Well, no, actually, my through line was, since we don't have one yet, I'll drop another one of those down because I can't trigger this guy's effect. But, ooh, come on, douche. Come on, douche. We need you, douche. Hey. Okay, I laugh gleefully,
I say.
but it is not funny on their end. That is, especially if you saw where it came from, that I drew at that turn. So I do celebrate, for me personally, understanding that it's a really... But now I don't feel so bad. Now I do not feel so bad, because this right here, this is ugly. This does do 4 damage, right? Do you have 4 damage to a creature? Yeah. That's coming down next turn.
Is someone out there? They're in my sights.
Sovngarde awaits you.
Just give him another target.
I'm a slaver. We're not known for our patience.
Alright, so we'll be able to... Well, unless he buffs him up somehow.
There are ill winds this
Hey! I mean, it's so obnoxious. It really is. And I don't know, maybe giving him like a deck like that, you can't give him cards, I guess. But, all right, good. Oh, for crying out loud.
Your death will be painful.
All right, we may have punted this game, unfortunately. Man, this is, I hate this combo so much, because it really is, you can't, I mean, you can interact with it to a degree, but not that much. I mean, we do have Swift Dragon, we are, if you starts giving us cards, which it's going to do. See, but then, I mean, 2 Swift Strikes pretty much, and it's done. Like, yeah, I know what you're doing, buddy, and unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do to stop it.
Preparations have been made.
And it's just, and like, it's crazy, because I know there is a finite amount of lane shift cards, and yet they, anyway, I don't need to go into that. It's an unhappy time. This is kind of like what Market Archer was for me. Playing against it, you can beat Market Archer if you have the right stuff. I mean, imagine if we didn't have the douchenick right off the jump. I mean, this is deja vu. I have exact footage of a game just like this. Oh, Alduin, you would be so beautiful if you were just a turn, like, 20 turns earlier.
I do not fear death.
I mean, the game's over. It's just over. Well, let's finish it out.
The Fighters Guild stands ever ready.
And I think that'll do it. So yeah, but here's where my epiphany really falls apart, because I'd be like, last gasp. I don't know. Like, you can't. It's not invade. It's not a mechanically broken deck. But really, man, yeah. But it's like I do. To me, it's kind of like Market Archer, where you can beat it, but it's like an uphill battle. Like, you have to have just the right things. Like, you notice we have 3 piercing javelins, prophecies in this game. Didn't draw them. We've got the 4. Like, if you can have all the removal and all the stuff in your deck. If you don't draw it, you're done. And you see, and this is a learning experience for me. So Market Archer, that was another way you could tell that you were playing against a Market Archer, was they would just be, it's the Archer colors, and they're just holding their cards. Because if they know if they play it outright, it's going to get removed or it's going to be very vulnerable. So they just hold on to the cards until they can play it in a way that, unless you've got just the right, but I mean, literally all we had to do to win that game was a piercing javelin. We just needed to draw a piercing javelin, and that game is over. As it stands out, as it played out there, we keep the momentum going. He doesn't get to remove all of our creatures wantonly. But I think it does go to show too. I would be, I don't know, and maybe that's like, because I don't know the card playing scene. I don't know like Magic the Gathering or those other deals. I don't know. Oh, superhero. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, this is an invade.
The Fighters Guild stands ever ready.
So yeah, we're whoa, easy there, Golden Initiate. Just settle down.
Speak, citizen.
But like, so maybe it's just it's an accepted thing that there are just going to be certain decks where if you draw your certain cards, you're just going to mow through everything. I would think, like, if you saw that there were games, like, if you saw that, because I have yet to come across a movement deck that we've been able to stop, even when you're running the cards in your hand. So it's one of those things where you go, okay, does that mean it's broken, or is that just the nature of games, you know? So you could argue that I should kill the deck, kill this now, but I think they're just going to buff it up anyway.
Break through their defenses.
I know that's not a great, but doing 4 for a pretty much completely unupgraded when they're like, yeah, it would have just spawned. Now we were back to square one with another deck, or with another gate. Now would be a good time, but it's already up. Yeah.
For full creep.
I'm not really sure. I mean, it's
It's not enough to watch your back these days.
And it is ironic, because I said I wanted to play this deck because I thought it would have a chance against Evade. I don't think an aggro deck does. Against this, what would you do? Right now, we're hoping for Execute. We're hoping for Piercing Javelin. We're hoping for, you know, any of our big answers to this. If we don't draw them, then we're no better than an aggro deck. So perhaps it is not meant to be today, but that's okay. That said, I will unequivocally say, friends don't let friends play Invade. So I can't use my mini epiphany against people like Superhero. I'm sorry, Superhero, but I don't have friends that play Invade. That's just not a thing. I mean, did you just quit at this point, or do you say, okay, there's the rare chance that I might get the Execute? This will at least pressure them to hit me in the face a little bit, in theory, to make him smaller. And more cards means more chance at getting the one-shot removal. Like I said, Piercing Javelin. Execute. It really stinks to have because as we wait now, they're just playing more and more, and now execute doesn't work. Now it has to be piercing javelin.
Friend.
And see, like I said, in the meantime, he's amassing a board of substantial proportions. And it's just going to get getting bigger.
To me, you better.
Now, luckily, she's not anything. Hey, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Preparations have been made.
Alright. We still have a lot to deal with, to clean up, but we have a much better chance now. That chance just went down significantly. Unreal. Okay. I mean, they did just draw the...
Patience for fools.
Now they have 3 zero-cost invasion parties, so not really sure what we're going to be able to
I will
do.
live forever in paradise.
Murder.
So little to do.
If they start drawing into those. It is a 75 card deck, so you go, in theory, the odds.
I have the hatred in your heart.
Alright. Because I'm hoping, well, not hoping, Odabing's coming down next turn, and I want this to die. Die a horrible death! Although if they can get a guard down, I won't be able to clear it, but... I mean, now they've got the 0, yeah, we're really hoping for, and now, oh my goodness gracious.
You will die.
They're getting a lot of value from Rana there. Alright, well, it's not a full board clear.
You must prove your mastery.
I don't think waiting is going to get us there. Alright, Tony Dargan, removing that. That's good. Alright. I think,
I greet Oblivion with open arms.
and that was their last card in hand. A 0-cost, ridiculous. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, they got their value out of that, that's for darn sure. The good news is, I mean, it's small good news. Oh no, well, okay, so as it stands now, they have to trade both of these to take out the dragon. But, I mean, you look at what we're at. I mean, both of us 0 cards in hand, but I would say that favor is heavily...
Someone out there?
The game is heavily in favor of the deck with a bunch of 0-cost invade craziness.
The Fighters Guild stands ever ready.
Doesn't quite get us there. Ah, man. Sorry. Right now I'm just debating whether or not it's worth my time to keep going, just because I know what's in their deck, and I know that we don't have unless we just randomly draw Alduin, I mean, we're just going to keep getting... They've got all the... Yeah. Anyway, you've seen the game. You've been watching this time. Oh, so bored. This is boring. But hey, let's just... I don't even know if I want to give this game the dignity of finishing. But you know what? We're gonna run it out. We're gonna run it out just because, hey. My only consolation is, well, never mind. There is no consolation at this point. All right, you know what? We do want to climb, right? Good game.
A hard-fought
We're just not going to.
fight is done.
Nope. Like it was just one of those things where I just felt like you're just sliding down a mountain and you claw and you get up a little bit and then you fall. But you're continuously sliding down. You're not going to climb that mountain. You could say we could randomly have gotten Alduin at some point, but playing to that very, very minimal out in the face of of grating frustration. So, like I said, the weakness of my epiphany is that none of you would be playing Invade, and if you did, I would just be like, peace. I wouldn't say peace to you as a person, or be like, oh, you can't. Well, I don't want you watching. Like none of that. But I wouldn't play a game with you if you're like, hey, play against me with Invade. I'm like, nah, that's all right. So. And it doesn't mean that I wouldn't have, I could have a friend out there somewhere that I don't know about from school who I consider a friend who would be playing Invade. So I'm not saying inherently that, I would have no friends that play it, but I can't manifest that, what do you call it? You know what? Screw it. I'm not going to manifest, I can't manifest the epiphany against an Invade deck. I just can't do it.
There's a plan. There's an
Now, I will say I would have to go back, but I'm pretty sure the last time we did play Superhero, we did beat them with their Invade deck. I don't remember what it was, but I do remember beating them.
Well, let's see if we can find something useful.
Okay. So...
I'll profit from
here's
your
the
death.
well, I see. That's not the problem. That's not a problem at all. That's actually pretty good.
Is someone out there?
That's why it's a mini epiphany. It doesn't drastically change your life, but it just gives you something else to think about.
There are ill winds this day.
Let's put these to use.
Interesting. Interesting. Haven't quite figured out what this deck is just yet. But there's a part of me that definitely doesn't feel good about hitting face at the moment. Until you know what you're up against, hold back. Even against my old friend Diep. Sometimes like some of the names I'm like by a vowel, like there's so many consonants together. And then some like this, I'm like, I think there's too many vowels. I think, especially if sometimes Y, if Y is still sometimes a vowel, that's just too many vowels. That's like the consonant to vowel ratio in the name is crazy. Says the guy with three alpha vowels in his name. I
am death!
I only did that because I actually have a card that can respond to whatever it drops down. If I had already played out all my cards, I probably wouldn't have hit.
Swift as the desert wind.
Oh, so that's what it is, eh? Well, that works out because I have a lightning bolt that I'm happy to use on him. Unless, yeah, we're not going to let that go on. Sorry. I know all about shenanigans. I've seen them done upon me many, many
let's see
times,
if
and
we can
that
find
right there
something
was going to
useful.
be a shenanigan.
This one will protect us.
There's another shenanigan. Goodness gracious, this game is full of shenanigans. Ah, but this shenanigan lives on a diet of executes, I'll have you know. He's like, I love executes, they're so delicious, can I please have an execute? And I'm like, okay, I'm happy to oblige you. Oop, wait a minute, let's not do that. Let's do this. And there we go, we're going to feed him an execute because that's what he enjoys. Oops, there we go. Nom 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 nom. I do love executes, the little kitty says. And now she's going, oh dear, Big Dragon got to do some work on his face, otherwise he's going to pilfer and be going to wreck me hard.
Time to move.
Yeah. Want to do some serious damage there. She's like, I'm just going to do all the damage.
Put these to use.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a good one. Because I think it does 1 damage to the rest of the board, right? So he'll hit. Still not quite up to his old 10 self, so he's vulnerable. But with 11 on the board, 5 in hand, and some other stuff. I don't think the drain is as much of a concern for you at this point. Tell you what.
I have many important things on my mind.
You could argue Tyr was a better move, but I figured, like here at least we put lethal on the board. With Tyr on, it would be lethal if they both hit.
There are ill winds this day.
This little piggy. This little piggy. Alright, so this seems to be a slightly hobbled version of the movement deck. Or this is what the movement deck does when it doesn't draw the best cards right off the top. Now that you've taken me to the dance. Well, okay. And that's kind of that's part of what rubs me with those decks a little bit. I think I've talked about this before. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I think you may be able to really, like, where you get up against a deck and you're like, holy cow. And I'm not saying that the move deck is, because like I said, I think we've played against one of those like 4 or 5 times in Monk and in Archer, and they've wrecked us significantly both times with pretty much the exact same shenanigans. Move, 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 can't touch me, can't touch me, can't touch me, hit you in the face, swift strike. Like, it's the same formula. So the deck is circulating. But you don't know, because a lot of, well, and I'll have to look back, but I don't think any of them were legendary. So it's like if some of these guys, if you were just playing with any regularity at all, you know, like an hour a day, kind of like what I do for the most part, you would be legend in no time. Like if you were winning with that much authority all the time, which makes me think, perhaps erroneously, that if they don't get to draw that movement half of their deck, because there's only so many movement cards, and the more you put in there, the more risk you have of drawing nothing but movement cards and not your little Dune Ripper buddy. So it just makes me think it's very inconsistent. It's powerful when it works, but it's inconsistent. And so if you lose, then you kind of feel like, oh, I was just the lucky guy who,
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
was when this deck fired on all cylinders. Whereas I feel like something like this, it's a deck for all seasons. You know, it's got the removal it needs to handle some stuff, except for, we won't go there. Oh, come on, douchenick. Come on, douche. Where's the douche? We want the douche.
I'll profit from your death. We can do this.
Beware of Tiny Dargan. He's coming for you. I'm pretty sure this is a variant of Adrian's, this plus the... But now we know if we have the ability to take out the the guy, the automaton, the mighty automaton, if we can take him out when he's dropped, we do it. Because otherwise, a night to remember, and we're done next turn. Like I said, I have a policy. If I'm playing against a deck and it just feels bad, not that the deck itself feels bad, but hey, that's disrespect to the mighty Dargan. I wish. I really do think we need maybe a. I don't know. You don't want to mess with anything, but okay. Well, that actually gives me a good reason to do this. And Tiny Dargan go. Ooh, he's pretty with all the sparkliness. He's even prettier now that he's dead. Muhahaha. Goodness gracious.
An unfortunate mistake.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about it. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not really sorry, so I don't want to say I'm sorry. I would probably say, although I can't blame you, because if you hadn't piercing javelins, the two little guys, then you would be in a much worse place. So I can't fault you for playing the removal you had. But this being a dragon deck and all... Oh, if they've got... Oh, yep. Yep, that's nasty. Although, this guy does... Well, no, okay, they're all... I think that's why he did that. Oh, let's see here. So... Tiny Dargan go! And you know what? I need the cards, don't I? I don't want to leave him on the board. Almost a full swipe. Kills my dragon too, unfortunately. But it also wipes him out, so... Because I don't want the Night to Remember on him. With combination with that, that would be craziness. Although we could just be in for... Oh my goodness, he's got it. And he's going to have just nothing but... Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We are going to need... Yeah, we are going to need some stuff. That's not what we need.
The Fighters Guild stands ever ready.
Is someone out there?
That could help. We need significant reduction on him, though. If we were at 12, that would be great. And that helps, but... We need Dushnik to... Yeah, this is getting ugly. I mean, I can't be that disappointed that we're not drawing the exact cards we need right now. I'm not. Like, you're just going, please, 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 please. But, you know, he showed up big time in 2 different games, so we could just... Ooh, that's helpful. Prophecy count. Can't neglect the prophecy count. Well, I was going to say I'm surprised with them getting rid of Crushing Blow when she's there, but he couldn't play it, so it wouldn't matter. This is huge. You know what? I'm doing this. You could say I should have played it in reverse order. I'm doing that to
Prepare to die.
hopefully... And that probably is going to kill me.
A few drinks, a few laughs, and a contest.
Yeah, and that's why I won't play this deck. I don't care if it's not technically broken. Don't care. That's garbage. Sorry, I know, Adrian. I know, man. You know, you gave me that deck. I don't want to win that way. I'll just put it that way. Like, when I do my introspection, I try to think of. I want to make sure that I'm not upset. I'm not angry. I'm not grinding because I lost. And unfortunately today's been a good test because today I lost to Invade. I lost to Yagram's Workshop, which are two cards that I would undisputedly say are broken. Who else did I lose to? I think we beat Gabo. Yeah, so far we've really only lost... Well, no, that's not fair. Who else did we lose to? I feel like we lost to a legit... No, we lost to Dune Ripper Movement, which... I'm starting to really put that in the next year. And please, I can be very intense sometimes, but like... You'll know when I'm at. I will let you know. Although it's funny. Shout out to my stepdad, Paul, by the way, who's watching the games. Like my mom, has no clue what's going on. He's just going, I try to get a semblance for what's going on. I don't really want to know. I don't need to know all the intricacies, but I just kind of get a general sense of what's going on by what you say. And my mom was like, yeah. She said, I don't know exactly what's happening, but if I hear you say turd muffin, I know you're not happy. I was like, she broke my code. But that's not entirely true. Turd muffin is what I say when...
Lord Dagon comes. I won't need to hide any longer.
Guys, do I really need to play against these guys? Like, I really... Oh, you know what, though?
Speak.
I hope I did not play him last time. Drennis is perfect. If they don't trigger it right now, I know when I play him next turn, as soon as the gate comes down and it gets shackled, he does 3 damage to it. So don't play a deck. Just don't play a... Doggone it. Doggone it. Now, see, this is somebody who ascended the ladder. Sly Boog, you ascended the ladder with a legitimately garbage deck. Can't imagine that feels terribly good. He's there just in case. I mean, you could say I should have lightning bolted this, but I'm hoping to be able to. Well, I don't know. Against Invade, I'm really not necessarily hoping for anything. It's just fun. If he's down on the board when they spawn it, it goes down to 1 health instantly. It's so much fun. And I'm under no delusions at this point. Without an execute, we're not going to catch up to this deck. I mean, look at a 10 already. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Tell you what. I mean, I'll do it just for funsies. Beef it up, please. Beef it up, all the way up. There you go. More of that. Yes. Feed the deck. Every card in hand is going to do that. So I am under no delusions that this is going to... Oh, hey, charge and lethal. Well, he already had charge. That's not a surprise. So my fun turn goes away. I need to wait for him to do more with it.
We can do this.
I need to get more of these cards out of their hand that are just going to spawn more of these. And still, well, I mean, they're going to start getting. They're already getting keywords, so it's already not a good situation to be in.
No match at all for me.
Okay, well, you could arguably say I waited too long, but I don't.
Rend your flesh.
I mean, I have to just do this, so I mean, it's pretty much too little, too late at this point. Unfortunately, they made a they were able to get a really good card. Like even Mjolnir coming down in several turns, it's not gonna work. So but yeah. So I guess I will shift gears after this because clearly it doesn't matter what you have, whether you're running dragons, control or not. If you come against a garbage invade deck, then you're gonna lose. That's pretty much it. Okay. Let's see. Is there any? No, we don't have enough magic. No, and you know what? I'm gonna stop giving them good games because you know what? It's not like I have nothing but contempt for these decks. I'll just say that right off the jump. No respect, all contempt. So, and yes, that does. We come across 2 of them already. So I mean, look at that. We've gone down. At least, yeah. All right. Why aren't my friends playing today? All right, so what should we do? What should we do? Let's do Adrian's Orcs. It was a pretty fun deck. A little bit zany just in terms of the wide smattering of cards that it had, but it did really well, and I had a good time with it. So we'll try it a couple times. Not really sure at this point. Like I said, I don't think any of the games that we played today. I don't think any of the ones that we lost. We don't lose with every other deck. That's just kind of the way it is. Oh, what was I saying? So like I do have a very intense. I can have a very intense like look. I get it from my mom. People think that which is nice when you actually want to convey that you're upset because you can just give them the glare kind of thing, and it's like, ooh, okay, you get that you're upset. But there's times where that glare is kind of there, or it kind of looks like it's there, even when. Put the prophecy back. Even when I'm not genuinely upset, like I've been at parties before, which I don't go to parties very much. Like I said, introvert. Parties drain my batteries like that, so I don't do it very often. Oh, you little devil! Just big enough to power? Did I taunt, or was he just being weird? Oh, whatever. Hey, if he's been up against the decks that I have on the ladder today, he's probably not thrilled.
Khajiit doesn't need to be followed.
If I fall,
Even better! Getting bigger and bigger as you put your wee little creatures in front of my big boys. Don't do it again, though. I don't have another one in hand. And I can't trigger this guy. So you're going to eat him. Nom, 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 nom. Although, what am I doing? I'm an aggressive deck, right? In theory, I got to shift gears now. With the dragon, it was like, all right, could be aggressive, but we came across aggressive decks the whole time.
Let me kill for you.
Oh dear. Oh my. All right, so this. Oh, we can't trigger the thing, and we can't. Well, we can trigger this. Arguably, I should have hit before I got him down, but that's okay. And next turn, we can trigger the thing if he doesn't beef him up, and we can eject him back to his hand. Don't even have to do anything with this guy, unless he kills him with something. That would be worst case.
Chimeric spirit of the sky, guide us.
Okay, well that's pretty bad case too. That's really bad case actually, but not as bad as it could have been. Fortunately. Okay. Yeah. So make no mistake. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There have been a few times today where I've gotten a little ooh, but it hasn't been a perpetual thing. Like I'm not tilted. I'm not angry. I'm not worn out or anything. Sometimes but what I was saying. So I'm at a party. So you already know my energy level is going down. Let's just keep going. So you already know my energy level is going down. My ability to just whatever is already pretty low. So I don't expend energy trying to look like I'm having a good time, because honestly at parties I just don't. It's a lot of noise. It's usually very warm. I like it cool. I like it quiet for the most part. So parties are the antithesis of me. So if I'm at a party, but I'm not there against my will, right? I committed to going there for whatever reason. I'll talk with people. I'll engage in conversation. But when things are just going on, I just kind of sit and just kind of people watch and just try to take it in, and nothing crazy. But I don't go out of my way to be like, everything is awesome. And so because I'm not sitting there going,
Greetings.
I just my rest. I guess I have a
It's time to act.
what do you call it? Oh, I can't do anything. I was like, what shall I do with the ring that I don't have?
We stand united.
Oof.
I'll see you dead.
All right.
Face me.
Dragon Tail, you may in fact be a savior in this game.
If I die, I'll take some with me.
All right, so she needs to get
You
going.
can't defeat me.
Too late for you.
And he needs to get felled. Thank you, Adrian, for including that in your deck. I don't have that kind of removal in my aggro decks, to my detriment,
Come
clearly.
and warm yourself.
All the buff stuffs.
Soldiers, report.
That doesn't work quite so well with those guys.
Time to die.
So, what can we do? I could eject one of them, but that would just be silly. So, what does this do? Give all friendly units 1+. Wait, when he slays. Okay, well that's.
Let us please Moloch with our deeds.
Let's make the best use of our
Ready for anything.
magicka here.
Win.
I mean, I thought we're on the back foot. We kind of are in health.
Follow me, men.
Ooh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Let's see. He would come down as a... Well, he can't eject that. Oh, we can squish the Wimpy. No, we can't. Well, shoot. 3? Yeah. Yeah, man. That gives us 4. That's good. That's good. I don't care what else it gives us. We just need to make sure that we don't let her do her thing. Unfortunately,
Steel and strength.
all my orcs now have 1+1. All these are... Oh, arguably we should have played the Ring of Lordship. That would have been a good idea.
Come and warm yourself.
Oh boy. Oh, I was about to say, now raiding parties truly and rightly
Let's
reckless.
do this. Time to fight. Talos,
And so of course they have
fires of Alduin.
nothing but raiding parties. Alright, so what if we do this?
You won't escape
We're not going to eject him from hand, that's for darn sure. We don't need much to...
Get one shot. Make it.
Steel and strength.
Alright, I don't know if we're going to be able to turn this thing around. Turn this thing around. What in the world? What? Where did that come from? My goodness gracious. My goodness gracious. What's going on? Ah. Is there any way to buff him up organically? I don't think there is. So I can't eject anything, but I can hit him.
End of the road.
I am the shield of my clan.
Wait. Oh no. Yeah. He's cost how much? 2? Dang it! I was gonna say I could do that, and then we could chuck a rock at her, or her, or it. I guess
For you.
you can do it next turn. He's gonna hit us for 5. Can't do much about that. Oh my goodness gracious. that feels really bad.
This bounty's mine.
End of the road.
All right, so I am gonna need this.
Close ranks. Let nothing through.
Gonna need that. Can I play them all? No. Please be enough. I didn't do the math. How much damage can we do?
Make it good.
Is it enough? It is!
Steel
Oh!
and strength.
Oh! Unexpected. We have lethal next turn, folks. Okay. Man, for a deck that was just drawing a bunch of skinny cards before, you're sure drawing the good stuff now. I think we got lethal. I think we do.
Scourge stump it. Score and glory.
Okay.
Steel and stone.
Wait.
This bounty's mine.
No one best.
Alright, so we had to do a few shenanigans there. Had to do some shenanigans. Really quick, just wanted to check and see how much time we had. I still don't know. I didn't pay attention to what time we started, and apparently I just realized that there's no way to tell in camera how long the video is or how big the file is even. So I actually would have to take the card out and put it in the computer and do all that stuff. So I figured, you know what, I will just, right now, we are where we started when this video began. And so we got 2 more games, win or lose, 2 more games, because 2 more games would take us into rank 2. And if not, it just does the thing. So we just get demoted and we come back tomorrow.
Hail, friend.
But yeah, either way, I just figured 2 more games should get us there as best as I can think. Is this? Oh no, okay. I'm trying to figure out, do we race crabs? Do we race crabs? Like, I feel like this deck has enough flexibility. This is not a pure aggro deck. You don't run, I don't think, a 1/4 guard in an aggro deck. I think this is designed to possibly putting him over here
We stand united.
to be able to go the distance. Is this the same? I think this might be the same. Wow. Nothing but crushing blows. Alright. Doesn't feel great. I want to get some value on this guy. He's going to be greedy. Supposed to give it to other cards, but in theory, if he did, he would only be giving it to himself anyway, so he's a good one to have. I've never seen so much removal from a crab deck. This is a little bizarre. Look, I am going to get value out of my Baron Kai Butcher. You know what? We'll wait. We'll see if he has any more.
I'll defend all.
I mean, this is a little silly. This is the most action-oriented crab deck I've ever seen. And I've seen lots of crab decks.
I'll whip them into shape.
I guess it was just a bad draw. It's just very weird. Very weird. Is this? Maybe this is the same one. The one with the you know, the workshop. No, this has a decidedly different flavor. Well, we are, like I said, we are going to get our value here, which is really all I truly wanted. And I'm thinking you should probably squish this gal here. She's bad. She's bad for business. We don't. When she's on our side, we like her. She's 5th Legion. I just have never seen that much removal in a Krabby Crab deck. That's just weird. Weird. And maybe it is the same one. Let's see here. So can't play this Okay, we can play him and the...
I fight for gore and glory.
Let us please Moloch with our deeds.
So they are out of cards. They can still do 7 more. They've got us in a bad place, and if he's got that stupid automaton thing, or that. But here's the good news. We've got 2 Stonehold Orcs coming down that are going to do some good work here. Some really good work. But I probably want to keep one of them, because all I need to do is crush this one.
Make it good.
Do this.
There is always a
And we could very well rally this. The problem is, as long as he's got that, as long as that's in his hand.
Face me and die.
I arguably should have played this first.
Close ranks. Let nothing through.
All right, can we, let's see, 8, that's 6, 14, 19.
Steel and stone.
Steel and strength.
That's all I'm going to give him. I only did it because we've got the Fell the Mighty, we've got Stone Shard, so we do have removal for some of this stuff. Alright, so we're doing this, doing this, doing this,
Let nothing through.
doing that. Let's see, what else can we do? Oh, nothing. Not at the moment. Oh, wait. What's this? Our opponent is waiting to reconnect. You mean if they can't... What the... I'm confused. Okay, I'm not going to say anything more because I'm not going to make you sit through this. I'll come back at you when we're about to finish them off. And welcome back as we take down our roping opponent who is going out with no semblance of dignity. Hey-o! Very rewarding. I'll have to look and see if this is somebody that we lost to before. Oh no, we're going to be roped on a prophecy. I don't know what you are, but it's funny. I would never do this with you guys because time is too valuable, but I did it once just because I think it's fun to do because it actually does work. Somebody like this, they wait for your opponent to reconnect, right? But if you don't finish them off, they're expecting you to finish the game, in the next turn. I didn't do that. I just amassed my army, cleaned off his board, and then just waited. I went through 2 turns, knowing that like the third one is gonna cycle me out or is gonna end the game. So I roped for 2 turns and passed the turn. He came back, so it reconnected. He came back and then left again. So it was like you just kind of tie up the game for another 3 minutes. So it's like if you're not legitimate. Oh wait, no, we need 2 more games. All right, well, you know what? At this point, we'll just play until we lose. So either we win this, we either win out, we win the next 2 games and we go on, or we lose this one and we call it a day. But before I forget, Leos, always appreciate the feedback, man. Really appreciate it. I've been very steadfast this whole time. Thank you for the feedback on the discussion and everything. It actually is easier for me on the edit side to not have to edit out like the beginning and the end. If I can just put it in the timeline, find places where I get these stupid little notifications that come in and do whatever. It's actually easier for me to leave it in. So I'm more than happy to. It was more of if people are going out, we don't want it. So if you're cool with it, it makes my life easier. I'm happy to do it. So we can, it's a good synergy there.
Greetings, citizens.
And like I said, for me, half of it is the interaction. Playing this by myself it feels one way if I'm just playing like casual. I never play online without you guys, or if I do, I let you know that
smell
I
fresh
did,
meat.
and here's why I'm not showing you the games or didn't show you the games. Arguably, I should have played her. I think this is a gal. The voice line sounds like a gal. Whatever. This orc first, because then whatever they play to contest this, which is probably going to be an unfavorable trade for me unless I just go with the face with it. Yeah. See, I could have slayed with her and then done this stuff. Does this give me... Well, it does give me +2. Oh, but he's got 3. Oh, man. All right, well. Well, it does make... That's not really going to help anything. I think he just goes down.
Let us please Moloch with our deeds.
I probably played that all kinds of wrong, but oh well. He's probably going down. Although, just because I think that, we could be getting an execute, and our board is completely poo-pooed.
Sign me up.
So what do you think? You think this is a what do you call those decks? The
Close ranks, let nothing through.
the ones with the
Gore and glory.
Steel and
with it on turn 12, Tullius conscription. That's what I'm thinking. My gosh, use your words, J Money. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking in these colors. I'm also thinking though, Empire. I don't take any chances. I mean, obviously, I can't control what I draw, but we want to move through this as quickly as possible, if for no other reason than New Era. Because I found even aggressive lists that are running the wide board token aggression. Those, and you can see it specifically here when you start seeing a lot of the removal. That's not what we want to see. Not what we want to see. Get the big body down.
Time for you.
I am going to start switching lanes here in a minute because this deck would also be running stuff like that. I was thinking of Dawn's Wrath, but
This bounty's mine.
Face me and die. You won't
but
escape
also
alive.
Immolating Blast. Because the whole thing is stall out so that you can play New Era and wipe all the cards. So we really want to start drawing some of our big bodies to close this out in time, because otherwise we're going to get eaten alive by Dawn's Wrath and eventually New Era.
Bark and birth. This is interesting. I bark and birth. This is interesting.
Name my arrows. Having the error of murder.
Scaleless coward.
Alright, well, that's... Oh, boy.
Make your peace, dog. This bounty's mine.
End of the road.
They've got Dawn's Wrath next turn, so we're just going to do this. I wanted to be able to play out Training Grounds, make him a little beefier, but... Alright, does not look like they've got Dawns. Dawn, da, dawn, dawn. Immolating Blast will only do so much good. And it does, they spread their board out too, so they're just as likely to kind of get hosed by it as we are.
You will die.
Finish off. Leaf Lurker, yeah. Same for this guy, I'm guessing. You thought he would have traded you because you think this trade is inevitable, and they've got 7, so you think he would have hit him first to get the card draw, the free card draw, and then play. But
I might.
I mean, if it's a Hive Defender, either way, we're kind of screwed.
I do not fear.
Okay, well, that'll screw us just as much, I guess.
The Black Hand sees all.
Really need Wood Arcant Hunter right now. Holy cow.
I will cut your purse and your throat.
Or that.
Close ranks,
Right off the
let
top.
nothing through.
Magnificent.
Too late for you.
All right. Adrian, again, I got to applaud this list, buddy. This is doing great. And Joe, Dragon Druid fine. I either mispiloted them. We just had a bunch of unfavorable mismatch. I'm not saying, oh, this is good, this is bad. It's just like I said, when I saw this, I didn't doubt, but I did wonder. I mean, I think I'll put the deck list up again. But like I said, it's got more than the typical 50 cards. And like I said, I mean, the one for the defender, like there's just cards that just in my as I was alluding to earlier, I don't see the 0s and 1s in deck building. I've come to that conclusion. It grieves me, but I have to understand that I do not see the 0s and 1s. So I can be an average player, I think, but when it comes to building the deck, I don't. If I happen to build one that works, it's by mistake, because you can in these kinds of things. I cannot accidentally play the violin well. I can accidentally by using a not great logic, I can accidentally build a good deck and not know and think it was good for one reason and it have be a completely different reason.
Hail, friend.
But on the whole, that sounded weird.
There.
Almost like it said butthole. But on the whole, I know that I am not going to.
Dagon comes. I won't need to hide any
Really?
longer.
Please don't do this.
I'm ready for anything.
You can't win.
But if it is, we're just going. We're just going. That's all there is to it.
When Lord Dagon comes, I won't need to hide any longer.
You can't win.
There is strength in unity.
We're just gonna go. Well, that's all we can do. As an aggro deck, all we can do is go as big and as fast as we can. That's it.
Get away!
Oh no, you know what? We do have ways to eliminate it.
We stand united. What an honor.
We do have ways. We've got Squish the Wimpy. We've got Stone Shard Orc. I mean, they're going to buff it a lot. A lot. A lot. And I'm guessing we're not going to be able to... Oh, they're already there. My gosh, man.
My thing.
We can't... Okay, I think we can. I think we can. We'd have to sacrifice him. No, we wouldn't. Yes, we would. Shoot.
You get one shot. Make it good.
I'll break your spirit. I'll break your spirit.
Sniveling coward.
I mean, like I said, I mean, they're already. Yeah, I don't think we can do this. But because every creature they drop now, and there's going to be a lot of them, are going to be guard and drain. And so we're going to have to get I mean, I don't even think there's enough keywords. I think they've got all the keywords. So I just think we're done. Oh yeah, she. Oh my gosh. What a way to end the day. But not guard. Oh, but drain. That's really all you needed, right? Gosh. No, why did I say good game? Why did I say good game? All right, I'm sorry that's how we had to go out. I'm sorry that was our gateway game. I'm sorry that there are people like that in the world that like to abuse the system. But you know what? We can only control what we control. All I control is my reaction to it. My reaction is, c'est la vie. I mean, my biggest unfortunate is we had to run into 3 invade decks all at once on the same day. That's a lot to swallow. But I feel like I came through pretty good. Like, I'm not worn down. I'm not like, that was a gateway. We got invade. What did I say? I said it like 3 days ago, right? 3 or 4 days ago, I was like, oh man, I would hate to have to play an invade deck on my gateway because, like, how salty would I be if I lost to an invade deck on the gateway? But you know, by all respects, or by all accounts, I should be, because it's just, but I'm not. I don't, there's not a genuine animus there. It's like, I just write it off as any other game that, you know, I mean, it does help if you get shellacked by like 2 or 3 other decks. Well, I don't know. No, it was pretty much invade. We got three invade decks, 1 workshop deck, and 1 Dune Ripper deck. So if you eliminate the most popular, broken, abusive decks on the ladder, we're doing pretty good. So it's only exploitive players at this point that are beating us. So I don't feel too bad about it. I don't feel too bad. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, it's a way to kick off the week. But we'll be coming back next time, and we'll see what we can do. Take care.